That there is the town of Mugi in Shikoku, Japan, the Shikoku region. Where I'm standing is the island of Tebajima. And this is where I'll be staying for the next 3 weeks. My first day here was yesterday, and it was really interesting. It seems like such an awesome, special place. That's where I'm staying at. I'll show you guys a tour of that in another video. Actually, that's my host's guest house. I spend probably most of my time in there, but the place that I actually sleep is his friend's house, who's living in Tokyo right now, which is right over there. The work here is super minimal, close to none. I pretty much just have to like cut grass and weed things, and yeah, he's really laid back. He's 54 years old. He moved to this island because he loves surfing so much, and it's one of the best surf spots in Japan. Today he's actually surfing at the moment, but he told me that I shouldn't go with him because the place they surf it's kind of like this, except not as formed. Like, this is kind of man-made, as you can see. These rocks are stuck here, but still, like the shore where he surfs at, he's got to paddle around the island, like way past where you can even see, to the other side of the island to surf. So I've just been walking around and exploring the island. Let me digress a bit. So getting here was interesting. I left Haruno, and I'd been trying to contact my host here, Kazu, through email, and he wasn't responding, so I ended up calling him. I had my host in Haruno call him, actually, because I wasn't sure if he would speak English or not. It would just be a lot easier if he didn't. So she called for me, and that conversation was long. I couldn't understand anything, so I was sitting there trying to extract what I could from their conversation, and it had me a little worried. I was watching her expressions, and they didn't seem too promising. And then at one point she paused and was kind of like, and she turned to me and she's like, "Can you cook?" And I was like, yeah, why does he ask? And apparently Kazu what he does for a living is he's a commercial diver, and he's going to Tokushima. I had to travel through that city in order to get here, but he's got to go there and do some research, I don't know, gig that he got in like a river there, and he does all sorts of diving in rivers, oceans, seas, doing research and doing industrial work, like building things underwater. Sounds like a lot of fun. But he's going to be gone for 7 to 10 days. So I've got his whole guest house to myself. Anyone has nothing to do and wants to stop by Japan, hit me up. We could party. But it seems like an awesome place. There's not much work to do. I mean, like I told you, he pretty much just wants me to cut some grass and weed. I could easily do it in one day, but I'll probably do a tiny bit each day. I figured I would just show you guys a little bit around the island now. So up here, this is where I first came in. I had to take a ferry to get here from Mugi. It's like a 15-minute ride. And that's the only way to get to this island. So, ferry pulls up right in this little area here. This is the port of Tebajima. Everyone here is a fisherman. Same with Mugi. It's a big fishing town. Fishing and surfing. Hopefully that's how I'll spend the majority of my time here. I want to learn how to surf. And I love fishing. So hopefully I can do that. It'd be nice to like wake up every day and fish and eat a bunch of fresh fish. And yeah, this is like the town, as they call it. The town of Tebajima. Kazu lives more in the country area. Even though the island is so small, it's probably, gosh, I don't know. It's probably less than 3 miles around. You can easily cross the island in little time. He was telling me yesterday that most of these houses are 80 to 100 years old, and I was in one last night, one of his friend's places, and I was asking about the ceiling and like some of the rafters and wood up towards the top of the house, because they were all black and like it looked like some of the drywall or whatever material it was that they used to build the house had like burned away. It looked like it was charred and kind of melted. And he said that was because back in the time when these houses were built, they would have just fires in the winter in the middle of their homes to heat the house, and that was all of like the smoke. Yeah, so this is like what I'm walking through right now. These buildings that I'm describing to you are all around me. He also told me that now the population has dwindled down to like 60 to 80 people, and originally the population here was at least like 160 to 180. There are just a ton of abandoned homes in all the towns that I've stayed so far, and this place is another example of that. I've seen like a lot of old abandoned shacks and stuff. Here's one of the few grocery stores on the island. Actually, it's the only grocery store. It's one of 2 stores on the island. The other one is just a liquor store. And there is Shanti, waiting to greet us. Shanti. WWOOF Japan, baby.